So she told my supervisor about that and thought I was getting my kicks off. But she didn't say the breastfeeding part. She said my girl is naked on video while I was getting my kicks off in the lunchroom. We're gonna do a commentary off of this one video called Cam James, I Will Never Stop Quitting Jobs. Before we get into the video, I'm gonna get into a story about myself when it comes to me getting jobs and me obtaining jobs. I had job. I kept on. I had to work since I was 18. It Jobs are not to be played with, basically. Yeah, you can quit, you can get fired, but once you figure it out that you need a job in order to survive, that's when you figured out that you have to keep a job no matter what until you get something else that will provide you with enough money and expenses for for uh for you to survive in this world, basically. When it comes to rent, when it comes to getting food, when it comes to anything, transportation, even to do your hobbies. If you have expensive hobbies like me, when it comes to my video editing and all this other stuff, streaming and whatnot, yeah, you could have an inexpensive laptop and stream on a old ass computer, but it's not gonna be as good for real. I had like what 12 jobs s- since I turned 35. I had a job in Mexico where where I was getting all the fish out of the freezer of this boat. We used to have ice picks. We used ice picks to dig all that ice out and pull the fish out of the ice. Put it in a hand basket like this, basically. Something like this. And the people who were not in the freezer, they would pull the basket from a with a rope. We would have to attach a hook to the ham basket, and they will pull the basket up from where they was and take out all the fish, put them in the truck, and send them off to their destination, no matter if it's stays in Mexico or it goes into America. But yeah, I've been at a call center in Mexico. I done door to door sales for I think it was roofing. Yeah, I think it was roofing. I done Goodwill. I was at the donation store and I did some cross training over at books. We had to scan all the books and music, the CDs that you would get from donations, you will have to scan the barcode off the book or the CD and put them inside the computer. So once we sent them off to the front of the Goodwill, if someone picks that book up or that CD up, they could, the cashiers could get that book or this CD price off the computer so they can be sold to that customer. We would actually put the prices. You will have a list of prices that would be for those type of CDs or books. I think it was for CDs, it would be like $6 or $7 if it was in good condition. It goes by condition and the type of book or CD that you was dealing with basically. I was doing janitor and I was doing a custodian job at Walmart. I did a custodian job at LA Fitness. I'm working at Horseshoe Casino right now in Baltimore. And yeah, I love surviving off of jobs, but I'm a house guy. I'm a homebody. All I want to do is stay at home, bruh. I hate going out in the cold. I hate dealing with people. Although I do like who I'm dealing with right now, although they can be annoying. And my my brother from Live, it's a she, but she's a stud. Uh, so I call her my brother from Live Casino. Works there, so we usually conversate all the time. Well, not all the time, but when we are able to focus on our work and conversate at the same time. Uh, we would just make the time go faster by talking, basically, if we have the time to. Whenever we go to lunch, we sit, you know, uh, in the same table, in the same table. And we just talk. We just have a good time talking, for real, for real. Uh, but what I do is hard work. It's not as hard as construction or industrial electrician or any of the gruesome jobs that you have to do outside or with heavy lifting and whatnot, like plumbing and tile work and landscaping. But it's a job where you can get a serious injury or you can die if you if one of them Charlies with a lot of those boxes that has the cash in it drops on you, which is what, 1 to 2,000 pounds, which is 1 to 2 tons, bruh, you could suffocate and die if no one's there to help you. It would take 3 to 4 of us to lift that trolley up. If we even are lucky enough and able enough to do that, you're not gonna make it out unscathed, bruh. There have been people that I seen been out for 5 to 6 months with a broken leg or a broken arm from them hitting their knee on that having their knee under the trolley wheels, or them pushing that trolley and someone pushed too much and the guys in front of the trolley pulling. Once they get caught under that trolley, bruh, that pain, ooh. I never, good thing my bones are, I am gifted with a very good bone structure. I test my bones out every time on certain things. Sometimes on them trolleys, I will actually run my foot over on that trolley. Yes, I would. People would tell you if you see me with my coworkers and you ask them what does this motherfucker do for stress uh or making his bone structure uh harder, bro, they would tell you. My fucking crazy ass. But yeah, let's get to this video.
So I already talked on Patreon at length about quitting my job recently, but I've actually quit 2 jobs in the past couple of years. In both instances, it was the same thing that drove me to making that decision. And in both cases,
Mhm.
the decision was pretty sudden. Not reckless though. Like there's a difference. I think a lot of people characterize the decision to quit your job as reckless and irresponsible, of course, depending on your circumstances. In both cases, I had YouTube to fall back on, right? I was wildly successful out the gate last year, and it made me think that, this would continue on forever. Of course, that wasn't the case. It was
Mhm.
irregular, it was unstable, like content creation typically is. And I learned what failure feels like, what subpar delivery and expectations feels like, how it works relating with sponsors and dealing with the pressures of having fans, having subscribers, having people waiting for you to release things, disappointing people, having their expectations not match your agenda or what you want to talk
Mhm.
about, what you think is important. And also the comfort that comes along with being successful immediately out the gate and never experiencing what it feels like to have to kind of figure out how to be successful on this platform. The main point of today's video is what jobs do to you, the pressure cooker that they put you inside of, and what effect that has on you over time. I've always been a very prideful person, a very creative person, and I've always put my self actualization at the top of the list of priorities at all times. Throughout my corporate career, I had job after job after job in marketing agencies, specifically as a programmatic advertising expert. I didn't start that way. I started with general ad operations and it got specialized over time. But throughout that entire journey of doing those corporate jobs, from my 9 to 5, I would do that. And from 5 to 9, or realistically 2, 3 in the morning, I worked on music. I worked on marketing, learning Photoshop, learning Pro Tools, eventually picking up a camera to do my own music videos and do that for other people and clients. And so that parlayed into me becoming a professional in 2 things: making music and making videos. And I fell in love with film to the same extent that music gripped me to this day, I hear a dope beat and I'm like, I'm ready to write a song. I'm ready to start freestyling a melody together, that type of thing. And I feel like I found my calling. I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. But I had a winding road to get there. What jobs do is they apply so much pressure to every aspect of your life and
Mm.
every second of your free time that you feel pulled in multiple directions. You feel an inherent conflict between what drives you or what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel relevant and important to the planet as a whole. And to
And he's actually telling the truth right here. Every time I go to my job, I actually feel accomplished. Thing about it is that accomplishment comes with repetitive repetitive pain, repetitive suffering, and that shit takes a toll of you on you. Even if you're doing a laborer's job, even if you're doing an office job, even if you're doing a home from work job, which I actually applied for today. I've been trying to I kept I keep on applying from to work from home jobs, but never get them. I think it's because my experience in me having a felony from my past. Yeah, it's hard to get a work from home job, basically for me. But yeah, let's get back to what I was saying. It's you suffer it every day because you gotta make yourself get up, go to get a Uber or get a bus and go to your job, knowing that you have to, even though you are don't feel good or you just don't have the determination that you want to have before you get to your job. Uh, whenever whenever I go to work, I put on some comedy video or some music to help me through that. But most of the time, it really doesn't work because with me being as stubborn as I am, I just want to be in my bed, basically. I'm always, when it comes to getting up on time, I felt it. I fell with that because I'm I'm a very spontaneous person, and I don't like having a set schedule. And if you watch, if you've been on my channel, I will say when it comes to streams, I will get on in the afternoon or night in my trailer. Y'all, if y'all see my channel, y'all seen that trailer. I will get on in the afternoon or night, no specific time. On my Twitch, I do have a specific time, but on my panels, it will say afternoon or night because I don't run off of a schedule. I run off of spontaneity. Basically, that's just me. Even if I have a schedule, I'm not going to go by it because I run off of spontaneity. I know it's hard to get subscribers like that, but that's just how I am. uh, when it comes to working a job, you for any type of job, you're gonna have to deal with obstacles. Like with my obstacles is uh having to having to be somewhere at the right time. If I'm not, then everybody's gonna look at you like a waste of time. Everybody's gonna look at you like you're wasting their time. You wasting every time you sit somewhere in the bathroom at the EDR, which we call the cafeteria or the lunchroom, the lounge, or probably in the hallway. If you're in the hallway, it's more time we lose to get out of work, basically. The more time you waste doing nothing is more time that you have to deal with at your job, at my job. So there's a set time in which we have to do what we have to do. So we have VLTs, NRTs, and these acronyms mean something, basically. I'm not going to tell y'all. If y'all become account representative, y'all will know. If y'all have been account representative, y'all will know. Uh, you got VLTs, NRTs, tables, poker, uh, and and I think that's all. Yeah, poker, tables, NRTs, VLTs, and then you have to do the paperwork. Yeah, you only got 5 things to do, which one of them is what the manager does. I meant the supervisor does, or the tier 3 would do. But it's a very monotonous and slow. These things will take up most of your time, basically, especially when it comes to the the VLTs and the tables. If you're doing NRTs, you do it NRTs by yourself, which for most for the slower people, it will take an hour and a half to do. For faster people, it would take like 30 to 45 minutes to do. Uh, for VLTs, we do that alas, which is the most laborious and uh, most time consuming, uh, which is the most time consuming and the most laborious. Uh, tables. If we have a good team and we split the teams, it ain't nothing. But when it comes to not splitting the teams and having a slow team, bruh, it's so easy to get annoyed with tables. Then we go into the count room and count all that money up, basically. We do in our we get the poker boxes and the table boxes, go to lunch. One person will be getting the NRT boxes while we do the poker and VL, not not the poker, not the VLTs, I mean the poker and the tables. Once they come, once they get the NRT boxes, they come back inside the count room. Then we go to lunch after a certain amount of time. And then we do VLTs. Then we have another lunch. Then we go back into the room. If we haven't done all the boxes from tables and pokers, we will do them. If we done them and done NRTs, we will do VLTs, which will make our lives easier. If we got NRTs, poker, and tables done before lunch, but most of the time we don't. So we will have to deal with that once we get back off our second launch. Uh, so once we did all that, we and finished VLTs, we will have to wait for the person who's doing the M5, which, if you see my stream before, I showed a picture of the M5, which is a big machine. It's a big motherfucking ass machine that counts money. It's a big ass money counter. And then once we do that, once the machine is finished, we would uh, bundle up the money, put them on, put all the money on the table, and call the banker, which is the cashiers in the cage in the casinos. They will come up with a big ass cart, count the money again, all the poker chips, everything that we already counted. Then once she's finished, we will call up security. Once security is done looking at every section of the count room, because we can't throw any money away, uh, he would take all the trash bags that we put our stuff in and look at that bag as to see if we put any money or something that is not supposed to be in the bags inside the bags. And once he's done, we will go into the man trap, take off our shoes, take off our work outfit, take out the cloth that's inside our pockets, uh, pat our back pockets. Any of the pockets have to be patted or taken out, basically. Anything that's in your pockets, you have to show that them the security guards that what that is in your pockets. And then take off your shoes, uh, flip them face down. Well, where you put your shoes, where your feet in the shoes, it has to be looking straight down, basically. And you pat your shoes, basically. So no money. If there's money that is inside your shoes, you will get in trouble for that because casinos, they don't play with their money, bruh. If you try to steal, bruh, they will get you in. They will get you so fucking fast, bruh. And it's a federal job, so any casino job is a federal job. So if you get in trouble, bruh, that will be in your fucking applet. That will be in your work background. And not a lot of people will hire you if you stole from a federal job. It's crazy how shit is, bruh. In a casino, but yeah. But we get paid good for what we do. Right now, I'm getting paid at Horseshoe Casino, which I rent out a room, which is $650. I get paid out 1977, $19.77, which is actually good for what I'm doing right now, where I'm living right now. I have a room, which is $650 a month. I pay for Verizon, which is 80, I think 77, 87, I think. Then I pay for groceries. Then I pay for my storage unit, which is like 60 something. Groceries would be like 60 to 100 depending on what I buy. And I pay for everything else basically, all my hobby stuff. So like my microphones, my cameras, my monitors for my computer, all my accessories for my computers, anything that I need or want from my studio, and my travel money will be set aside from after I do all my mandatory bills, basically. But yeah.
The people you're around in your community, it makes you juxtapose that against what's allowing you to stay alive and what pays your
Mm-hmm.
bills. Most people never escape that tug of war, right? It creates pressure, internal
Mm-hmm.
pressure that is never able to be released. In my opinion, it's the reason for a lot of the rise of the red pill, the rise of the black pill, the rise of people getting completely tired and wiped out by this system
Yep.
and lashing out at everyone around them and everything around them. I think there are people who find a healthy balance with day jobs, with corporate America, with companies that exist for nothing but to feed investors. Marketing
Mm-hmm.
agencies exist for no reason other than to make other companies money and to report week after week. This is how we did last week. These are the metrics that we improved on or didn't improve on, and here's why. And hey, client, please don't fire us. We tried our best, even though the numbers dipped a little bit this week or they don't look as strong as last year. Every week that I had to report that shit, all I could think to myself was, this does not matter. None of it matters. I could work in marketing agencies for the rest of my life. I can go back to that job anytime I want. So let's start there. But even
Mm-hmm.
if I worked there for 30 more years, what have I done in all those decades of working for somebody else to build somebody else's dream and being undercompensated in the process? What have I done to fuel myself? And what disservice am I doing to myself and to my dreams to give you all of my time every day and not give it to
Yep. And he's correct about this because, yeah, I should be getting paid more for all. We should be getting paid more because of what we do. It's laborious. It's easy to get injured, but yet since it's a casino, they rather put their money into something else like getting new slots or or getting new stuff that will make the casino look better. And I know Horseshoe got investors, so they will pay them out. They will pay out all the higher positions before they pay us out, basically. Like the CEOs and the the I think it's CFOs, uh, all the all the managers and all that, they get paid good amount of money. While we are doing the real jobs and struggling. I mean, the managers do get paid a good amount, but for real, I think they should get paid a little bit more too. I mean, they're looking after a whole crew when it comes to when it comes to each and every job or each and every employer. So they have to keep up with the supervisors. They will have to see about their expenses and what we can do with those expenses, what we need to repair, what we need to do, and what we want to do. Uh, we they have to do. They will have to input the data in which how much they made within that day or that month. Uh, they will have to report to their bosses to tell them how good or bad we doing. If they're not doing a good job, uh, you know, they just don't tolerate that. Basically, we work hard, bruh. Even with the managers, we work hard for the money. When it comes to the security guards, yeah, they work a good amount, but not as much as us. Uh, but they do get paid less than us, though. But thing about security is they will have to deal with all the fights and whatnot and all the customers. In that podium where everybody have to scan their IDs and go through the metal detectors and whatnot, they can have their phones. They have to just stand there when no one's there and just look out, basically. Look out, look out, look out. If the customer is walling out, they will have to calm them down. They can't put hands on. If the guy aggressively touch you or the woman aggressively touch you, you can't do anything. You can you have to call the police basically or the higher securities, the ones in the gray shirts. You got your mall security, and then you got your official security at the casino. Or mall security is the ones in the yellow shirts. Or gray of are official security, the ones that are higher than them are the ones in the gray shirts with the official badge right here or right here. Then you got your poker dealers, which you have to go to school for. They get paid by commission. They get paid like 14 or 15 an hour and then commission. Slot attendants, they get paid commission and hourly. Uh, Slot performance, they get paid hourly. That's the one I actually want to do. It's either that or IT, which they get paid a good amount. IT gets paid a real good amount. I would love to be in IT right now. They get paid $25 an hour just to work on the servers, uh, fix any troubleshooting on the TVs that are set up around the casino, help customers with their help the employees and the customers with the app or the website when it comes to like forgetting passwords and all this other stuff. I would love that job. Slot performance fixes the the slots basically. So if the credit card reader ain't working, they will come through and get the credit card reader, fix it and put it back in basically. It's basically easy work until they have to take out some of the slots and put new slots in. They don't want to have to uh, disconnect all the slots when they have to take some of the slots out and put them in another section of the casino, or just to take them out of the casino. But yeah, let's get to the uh the video.
To myself. The past 6 months of having a full-time job, for a while there, it was a decent balance. I was able to put out my videos and make waves on the YouTube platform while having a job, and everything felt okay. But then my job overstepped. Something
Mm-hmm.
about marketing agencies. They have this thing called allocations, where a certain percentage of your time is supposed to be assigned to each account you're on, right? I was on a bunch of major accounts, and the thing that shifted is that my allocation for one of my accounts, which is over major clothing brands like K&G, stuff like that, Men's Warehouse, Joseph A. Bank. I was working with that client, and all of a sudden, not only am I not doing my core job function, I'm switched to like social marketing, which I don't want to do. I don't like social media. I'm gonna make a whole separate video about social media and why I'm not on any of the short form platforms anymore. I'm only on YouTube. Another topic. But all of a sudden, this account that's supposed to take up 45 to 50% of my time is taking over all of my time. And anybody who's worked at marketing agencies will let you know that's how things work. They dominate your time and they don't care. It's like college when a professor gives you homework to the point where it's like, I have other classes, right? That is what I was going through. And I was being trained on things, being taught how to do things, and then like 15 minutes later it's like, oh, by the way, we need you to send this to the client in 15 minutes, the thing we just taught you how to do. And it's, look, I'm a fast learner, but I've also made a lot of mistakes in my corporate career, and I've learned over job after job after
Mm-hmm.
job to take my time when I'm learning how to do something, get the fundamentals strong, and then perform. And
Mm-hmm.
for them to pressure me like that, leading into Black Friday no less, to crank out these ad campaigns just because they didn't have anybody else, not tell me that they were putting me on this account in the first place, just slide me onto it, knowing how much work it was going to be and knowing how much of a shakeup it was going to be to my routine, is unfair, inappropriate, unacceptable, and grounds for me to reconsider my position here. You fundamentally change the nature of my job, the job I interviewed for, and then you apply so much pressure to the point where I essentially have to start doing overtime for free. And that's all salaries are. They're a carrot on a stick to make sure you perform beyond what you're getting paid for.
Yeah, same with us. Even though his is more time consuming, but when it comes to us, count representatives, I rarely have enough time to do these videos while on my work schedule. Uh, when I'm at the house, I should be going to bed around 6 to get up around 3:45. No, 1 o'clock in the a.m. just to get to work, or 2 something just to get to work, depending on if I eat or want to get a little bit more sleep once I get back to work. I mean, once I get back to the casino. Uh, I should get to sleep at 4 for real, but I use some of my time to make videos because in order to grow in YouTube, you have to keep on making videos, keep on making videos. Just like how YouTube is. People don't care about your time. My audience don't care about my time. They want me to keep on pushing videos. Even though I really don't have an audience, but I know for a fact if I do become monetized with a certain amount of uh, uh subscriptions, they won't care about me working. They will only care about me pushing my videos. And yes, it's selfish, but you want to get that money, right? That's how shit works. Same for the job. They don't care about your time. All they care about is getting the job done. I hate I hate to deal with that, but I gotta survive. I can't be homeless. I don't want to be homeless anymore like I was in the past. When I became homeless, that was the biggest struggle. I hated being homeless, especially in the cold, bruh. I had no place to sleep. If I found some place to sleep, it was inside of a car that had their door open, and I in the morning, once it became morning, I would have to wake up, get out real quick because I didn't want to go back to prison or jail. Or it was a door that was open in a outside mall or a plaza. Uh, it would be like a stairway, basically. Like there's a plaza in Silver Spring. I don't know if it's there anymore. There was a door that was always open to get to those stairs. I forgot where those stairs lead to, but I would sleep in the corner where a hole was right beside those stairs. Uh, I would sleep in that corner because it was so fucking cold. Although it was cold in that hallway, I would still feel I it was safe to sleep there because no one really slept there. Even if there was homeless around, no one really slept there because I think security got them already, so they can't go there anymore. For some odd reason, the security really didn't see me, or they saw me and just didn't really care. Uh, so I would just sleep there until I got to a shelter, a homeless shelter. They will make you get out at a certain time to find jobs. What I would do is go to a pantry, a food pantry, and eat something real quick because it was free. It was free food. You just have to have your ID. Every time you will go to a pantry, you have to be there at a certain time. You will get your plate, go into this big ass line. Well, you don't get a plate, but you will get into this big ass line that will mainly be outside. Uh, you have to wait until everybody gets into it's your turn. You will go into the cafeteria, get your plate, go into another line, get your food from the salad bar or whatever they're called, and go to one of the tables and eat. Basically, some some of them had social workers. Some of them would have like job uh a place to find jobs or people that will help you with your resume or something like that. And then after that, I would just walk around, go to the library for a little, get on the computer, uh, and then go back into the shelter. And then we will have to do a group in the shelter that will tell that the person that will work at the shelter will ask us about certain things, give us like math questions and whatnot, and tell would we will have to tell that person about the progress we are doing to get a job uh or education or whatever. So yeah, let's get back to the video. But I don't want to be homeless no more. No more. If I become homeless, I'd rather be homeless in the Philippines right now. Because it's summer all year round. I wouldn't have to deal with the cold. Yeah, it's harder to get access with things in another country, but I'll figure out a way. I'll figure out a way. I'll figure out a way in Mexico. I will figure out a way in the Philippines, bruh. I will.
Jobs know better. They have whole teams of people that help construct these policies. Unlimited
Mm-hmm.
PTO is a scam designed to psychologically manipulate you into taking less PTO. Because if
Mm-hmm.
it's infinite, but they have to approve it, is it really infinite?
Nope.
No. And they know that. And studies have shown that people take less PTO when it's unlimited. That's why it's being rolled out so often. Similar with the rest of these tactics, the rest of the things they roll out in the guise of being a employee first or family first company,
Mm-hmm.
don't buy into any of it. Companies exist to view you as a unit of economic benefit.
That is how live was. Live casino. I heard they just got a raise from $16 an hour to 18 something an hour, bruh. Man, the way this work that you have to do at live compared to Horseshoe Casino, bruh. We will be in the in live casino for 13 to 14 hours a day if we didn't have enough people. If we didn't have enough people at Horseshoe, we would just be there from what, 10 to 12 hours. But no, live has so much slots, has so much tables. Live is hell compared to Horseshoe. And that's a family first job. Live is a private owned casino. Horseshoe is owned by Caesars Entertainment, which is Caesars Casino in LA or Nevada, I think. Uh, yeah, Nevada, Hollywood, Nevada, or whatever. I forgot what it's called. Something Nevada. Uh, and they probably got some in Cali too. But live casino is a different, uh, bigger, much more harder beast than LA. I meant Horseshoe Casino. Every day except for Sunday, we will have to, at live casino, we will have to do 6 to 7 trolleys a day. Over at Horseshoe Casino, the most we would do, which is on Sunday, is three. Three trolleys. Horseshoe, I mean live casino, much more strenuous, much more laborious, so much more people that is over there. That means so much more money is over there. The money that we counted would have to be on 2 tables, would stretch out to 2 tables. And we got the long ass tables, the ones that are made by hand, bruh. These shits are made by hand. And if these tables aren't long enough, bruh, we was dealing with so much money at live compared to Horseshoe, bruh. Instead of having a five stacks, we will have to do 7 stacks of hundreds, 7 stacks of fives, 7 stacks of 20s, 7 stacks of ones, 7 stacks of 50s, some 7 stacks of tens. Over at live, we do the 5 stacks, 5 high, basically. So 5 high of everything. With live casino, we will be counting what, 7 to 10 million dollars a day. Over at live casino is around 1 to 2 million a day, basically. Yeah. live casino is shitty. It's fucking shitty. So fucking shitty, bruh. We will only getting paid $16 an hour doing 3 times more work over at than Horseshoe Casino, which is getting paid 1977. At first we was getting paid 1897. Still more than what live casinos new hourly wages, bruh. But but at least they're getting paid more than us by hours. Even though we have more pay, more of a pay rate, they're doing longer hours. Live casinos doing longer hours. So they're getting paid a little bit more than us when it comes to how much they getting paid per hour, basically. Well, not how much they're getting paid per hour, but how much hours they spent in the job than us, basically. So with $18, let's say they're getting, let's put on the calculator. Yeah. So they're getting paid $18, right? So times that by, let's say they getting around 123 hours times 2 because we get paid bi-weekly. Yeah. Per month, they're getting paid 4,428. And per bi-weekly, they're getting paid 2,214. For us, on average, we get 90 hours. So we get paid 1977 times, let's say, 94 hours by average times 2. So that is our per month we getting paid. See, they're getting paid a little bit more than us, which 3 to 400, which I think that was it, is basically a little more than us. Yeah. So let's go by difference. So what was it again? Yeah. So 400 and 4,428. So minus 4,428 equals equals. So they're getting paid $711.24 more than us, basically. And that's a little compared to hourly work. with our job, basically. But I'd rather get paid less and work and push out 3 trolleys and work 94 hours than to get paid $4,428 pushing out 6 to 7 trolleys every day except for Sunday, bruh. I'm sorry, but that was excruciating. I I almost got into a fight with a customer, almost got into a fight with a coworker, was cussing out my motherfucking my supervisor, bruh. People used to hate me at live because a lot of people would call out from live and we had to do 14 to 15 hours at that job. And I was working at FedEx at the time. See, this is where I got the FedEx this FedEx neck gator basically. But yeah, shit was hard.
for lack of a better word.
And they don't care
I
about
needed to
you.
reclaim my time. I
Hmm.
needed my time back. If I'm going to be underpaid and have to depend on myself anyway to make ends meet, I would rather go all in on something that I control fully and that I actually care about and that I feel makes an impact on people
Hmm.
and that people have told me makes an impact on them than to waste away literally the most important.
And I wish I had people, my audience, to tell me that I made a difference in their life, even if I'm just doing gaming. Just a little entertainment for them to be happy throughout their day. Even though I can be a ass on my streams and my commentary, at least I could put a little bit of happiness in someone's heart. For real, for real. I say I don't care, but a little piece in my heart says otherwise sometimes. Just sometimes. And for people to, for having one person look at my stream on on Twitch and Kick and YouTube makes me feel a little bit better about the day. For real. Because if I kept on having zero views, bruh, I would have just gave up on YouTube and just kept on doing the job, which I wish I could be where he's at, bruh. I wish I could be where he's at, but I don't think I will. But I'ma at least try my hardest just to get there.
Most productive hours of every single day for y'all. You are not
Hmm.
worth it and you do not deserve it. I'm not even going to go all the way into the passive aggressiveness and the pettiness and coworkers going behind my back to snitch on me in my
Yup.
first week on an account for not doing.
When I was working at Walmart, it was basically like high school. People were snitching on you. What they will make shit about you if it was the littlest things, bruh. They would start rumors about you. I had a I was talking to my girl one day. She was breastfeeding. One of and I was at the lunch area, right? One of the females that was going into the lunch area saw me talking to my girl and saw what she was doing. So, and she saw the child on the phone breastfeeding. So she told my supervisor about that and thought I was getting my kicks off. But she didn't say the breastfeeding part. She said my girl is naked on video while I was getting my kicks off in the lunchroom. Bruh. She wasn't a woman. Out of her her face would be half of her face would be red by now. But no, I had to be a man. The supervisor called me to the office. She told me about what the person said. She didn't tell me the name, but I already knew who it was because this person didn't like me at all. She did look good though, but she wasn't my type. Plus, she had a high school mentality, and I rather be with a older woman, a 40-year old that is experienced and don't have a childlike mind, uh, mental mentality than to be with someone my age and still have a high school mentality or a childlike mentality. Bruh. Bruh. I was fuming the whole day. I told my girl, for now on, we gon' talk at the house. Even though I didn't really have as much time to talk to her at the house, I made time because I'm not gonna go through that bullshit again, bruh. I almost got fired for doing that shit, bruh. And it was a custodian job. I was cleaning up the bathrooms, was cleaning up the floors, was putting shit the all this stuff that needed to be in the back of the house in Walmart on in the back of the house on the storage things. Had to do the cardboard. There was this machine that you can put plastic and cardboard in, but it has to be separate. Cardboard have to be separate, have to be with cardboard. Plastic will have to be with plastic. I forgot what it was called. So we would put the cardboard in to a certain amount. Then we will have these crimps, not crimps, but these plastic things that we had to put in the back uh, of the machine. Push the push those things to the front of the machine, and I think we had to do it 8 times because there was 8 holes in the back of the machine that you had to put the line through, basically. So you when we pressed turned the machine on, it would flatten all that cardboard and plastic out, and them lines uh would make all that plastic and cardboard not go all over the place. Then go to the computer, put in the number, and that number would be printed on a sticky. Take off the extra paper and press that sticky down on the cardboard or the plastic and send that shit outside. We was doing so much as custodians and was only getting paid what $14 to $15 an hour. Bruh. Good thing I was my rent at that time was only like $350, bruh. Because I was living with in a trailer home with 2 to 3 other people. But yeah.
Doing something at the time they wanted it done because I'm trying to be careful and I'm trying to be thorough. I'm tired, bro. I am more qualified in more areas of life to perform more
Mm-hmm.
tasks than everybody at this company. I'm not even bragging on myself. It's a hard fact. I have more skills in more areas than everybody I've ever worked with. And so for me to take that on the chin week after week after week, month after
Mm-hmm.
month, year after year, there is a breaking point. And I am always a person who bets on themselves. I always have been.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't stop now. So it took one meeting where I was being reprimanded for something somebody snitched on me about during the first week on my account. And in the middle of that one-on-one meeting with my coach slash supervisor, I was like, you know what? I'm quitting. This is my last day. And of course, I get the ramifications of that decision. So I sat with it for a little while. I didn't move immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but I gave it about 15 minutes. And I had a conversation with my mom, and she helped me consider all the angles. But ultimately, she supported me. And I think that's the crucial thing. If you feel like you're ready, if you feel like this is something you need to do for yourself, and you have a plan, you have something to do, you have action to take to make sure you can float for however many months
Mm-hmm.
or float forever, right? And be successful and build on that, then you need to jump. Now is the time, because if it's not now, it'll be years going by without you actually taking action.
Mm-hmm.
Most people hesitate before jumping off that cliff. And most people,
With me, if I didn't forget all the time about the routes and whatnot, I I done a year of count representative at Live in Horseshoe Casino. The way they do things is a little different, but it's still a lot of similarities. I'd have been at tier 3 right now. I'd have been at tier 3 at Horseshoe Casino right now if it wasn't for me forgetting. Most of the people that are here, except for the person I used to work with at Live and one other person, only been there for 4 to 5 months, bruh. I know most of everything that I do at my job more than anybody in there, except for 2 other people. The one that came w- with me to Live a month, I came in before her. If it wasn't for her and the one other guy, I would have more experience than everybody right now. Morgan, I've been there. I don't want to say her name. My bad. Erase that out your mind. But yeah, I've been at Live more than her. and I horseshoe more than her, but she knows a little bit more than me because of me forgetting all the time. But I am getting a whole lot better at remembering things. It took me a good amount of time. Even though I'm a fast learner, if it wasn't for me forgetting all the time, I'd have been at tier 2 or tier 3 right now. If I do become a video editor and I see that an entry level video editor, I will have a I would feel like I will have a moderately more experience than almost everybody over there. Probably like 52% of the people of my coworkers I would know more about the job because I've been doing this for years. Uh, 8 years. I'm thinking 8 years. Yeah. Although I've been teaching myself how to video edit, I within those 8 years I done music videos, I done gaming videos, I done commentary videos, and I work with a rapper. So I got a little bit more experience than some of these entry level video editors if I do become a video editor. I just did an application for Fast Forward Media for video editing, and I already told them that. Although I don't know how to make a resume for a video editor position, I tried my best. Hopefully, I get it. They will be open minded as they will be open minded and let me get that job, try me out. Because all I need to have is just one try, bruh. Because I know if I could get at least one video editing job or one job as a something that is work from home, I will perform my ass off, bruh. Trying to tell you, bruh. I'm a beast, bruh. Not to brag about myself, but I have a very good work ethic. If it wasn't for me being an ass all the time and not wanting to go into work and cussing all the time, I will have a very good work ethic.
People never actually make the jump. So if I'm here for anything, it's to tell you that if you got a dream, if you got a vision that's clear and articulated, and you're starting to put action into place, or you've been doing it for years like I was, jump. Jump. If you need advice, ask for it. If you need a mentor, ask for it. But you got to stop giving your life to people who will replace you if you die tomorrow.
Man, I wish I could. I wish I could just stop this job and just do commentary or gaming, bruh. I would be so happy if I could just get at least 3,000 a month or 4,000 a month from just gaming or live streaming or video editing, bruh. If I could just have like what 40,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers, bruh. I be pushing content out like no one else would. I'll figure out this shit, bruh. I will figure out this shit, bruh. My life is dependent on this shit, bruh. I need to get to the Philippines, though. That's my main priority right now. If I could get to the Philippines before this month is over, I will be good. What I've been planning is this month I will get my passport on my next paycheck. I have to. I have to. Because I want to be out of the United States before my girl's birthday, which is in September. Get my luggage, set all three of my monitors, put all three of my monitors into delivery so they can be mailed off to the Philippines. It will probably be $200 to $300 to mail these off to the Philippines, but at least they wouldn't be on my person when I get to the airport. Then pack all my stuff into my luggage and bring it to the Philippines with me. I will have my PC. This is what I'll. But before I do all this, I gotta get my PC fans. The ones that I got five of them. I just need four more, which are the reverse fans that I'm gonna need. The four is the reverse, five is standard. So I'm gonna show you the luggage I've been planning to get for my trip to the Philippines. So I'll be getting this for my monitors. So whenever I pack my monitors up, I will they will be packed in this with bubble wrap around them. Uh I will get this one for my streaming my streaming my streaming PC that is over there because it's small. Uh Skip that lingerie. That's for my girl. What else? What else? Where is it? Did it already sold out? That's for my girl too. Fuck. Uh, uh, luggage. I seen it here before. Luggage. So this one I'm gonna get too. This is gonna be for my second PC, my gaming PC that is over there, and for all of my clothes. I'm not gonna bring my table with me. I'm not gonna. I'm probably not gonna bring these laptops with me. I'm not gonna bring my bed with me. I'm gonna bring my keyboard. I'm gonna bring my studio and 7 articles of clothes with me. So 7 of shorts, 7 of pants, 7 underwear, 7 uh, 7 socks, 7 uh, everything else. Then 2 pairs of shoes, my hygiene products, not bringing the TV. I'm gonna bring some of my stuff that I have in storage with me though, and I'm gonna bring, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna bring my studio stuff with me. Everything else can stay here. I don't care if they throw it out. Yeah, I don't care if they throw it out because I could get everything else back. No problem. I'll be living with my girl too, so she will have a bed too, so I really don't have to worry about all that. So I will get this with these two, and that's all. That's all I really need. And then get my passport. I'll get my visa later on. I probably won't. Nah, I will need a visa, but when I get married to my girl, we are planning that I'll be an automatic citizen anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna have to learn Tagalog, but yeah, and then I can really put all my focus into streaming and videos until I get another job over at the Osaka casino or Found Ever, which is a online work from home job in the Philippines.
It's a simple calculus to me. These people fundamentally do not care about me.
Hmm. Of
So
course
I'm
they
going to give
don't.
my time and my energy and my passion and my anxiety and my stress to something that fulfills me on a daily basis and makes me feel whole, makes me feel complete, and makes me feel seen. And I
Hmm.
don't mean seen in terms of fame. I let go of trying to be famous a long time ago.
Hmm.
And even when I was on the rise
Yep.
last year and people were visibly super excited about everything I released, it did feel like I was like a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the more popular black creators in the bread tube space for a chunk of last year. It felt like I was on a literal rocket ship, but fame is fleeting and it isn't
Hmm.
about who you actually are.
Yep.
Like, y'all don't know me. You know what I put out into the world and what I tell you about myself. And so while I appreciate the compliments and whatnot, I'm always keeping it in the lens of you appreciate my work and you appreciate the angles you've seen me from. But you don't
Hmm.
know me. You don't know the stress. You don't know
Yep.
the constant anger that I deal with, that I'm constantly suppressing
Hmm.
and crafting into, a formula to make sure I'm delivering my thoughts clearly and not letting the anger show as much.
Hmm.
But I'm literally always angry, whether it's at the world that I have to deal with, whether it's at the
Yep.
government, politics, whether it's at these goddamn jobs
Hmm.
that have stolen my young adulthood for the most part. I'm
Hmm.
always angry. And there's times where I'm joyful,
Yep.
and that allows the anger to be channeled in a healthy way because
Hmm.
making things makes me happy. So it's the only thing I think there that exists
Same with
that I
me,
can pour
brother.
myself into
Same with
fully,
me.
and it pours back. It's an incredible feeling that I hope everybody gets to experience.
Hmm.
But if there's anything in the world that makes you that happy and kills your sense of constant anger just a little bit, take the leap. Build the plane on the way down and figure out how to fly it. Because the one thing you will not regret when you're 70 years old looking back is that you took the chance on yourself. My question for you is, would you regret not taking the leap.
If I could take the leap, I wouldn't regret it at all, bruh. I wouldn't regret it at fucking all. But that's the end of the video. Hope y'all loved it. Hope y'all love my new channel, which is based on all commentary. If you like gaming, go to my other channel, which is Def Media or Def by Gamer. Just put any of them in and it will show you. Everything is right over there. You see them flickering text that has my platforms. Go to them if you can't understand them because they're in old English. They say Def Video Commentary, Def Media, and Def by Gamer, basically. Yep, Def by Gamer. So yeah, go to them. I have a link tree too. I'll show y'all that. Y'all should already know though. Once I fucking find it. I should put the link tree in too. So I'm gonna put it into the slideshow also. But yeah, where is it at? Can't find it. Nope, that's not it. There you go. That's the link tree. I'm gonna put it in the slideshow too. I just have to. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do it tomorrow. But yeah, this is the link tree. Go to that. You will see a little shop that has some stuff that I am that I will be getting if you pay for it. Some of that actually already paid for some of this stuff that I have on the shop, which everything on my shop is coming from Amazon. So yeah, if if you want this hoodie I have, it covers most of your face. I got the keyboard that is on the shop. I got the pump, the dust pump right here. Uh, blow out your keyboard. The headphones, the wireless headphones, is on my book bag right now. What else do I have on? Oh, my gaming, my one-handed gaming keyboard is on that and it's wireless too. Yeah. See, Red Dragon. My wireless, no, my wired speaker. Both of my speakers basically are on the shop. If you want to pay for them, go to that shop that is in my link tree and look at it, bruh. I got some discounts too. The discounts are in the subscription in my descriptions too. Bruh, I've been I've been helping y'all out. I'm trying to help y'all out with some discounts, bruh. I know it's been hard, but sometimes we need a trade off basically. Uh Me promoting things for you uh buying things basically, or for your viewing, for my putting out me putting out videos and y'all viewing them. So we got we there's trade-offs to life, and these is And that's one of the trade-offs to life. Help you help me out, basically. So yeah, I'ma see y'all later. Deaf Media is out. Once I, yeah. I'll see y'all next time. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, I'm out.